Oh, well, hi there. We Flesh and Blood players, we sure do love our Pringles, now don't we? Now sure, foil cards may not be super advisable for tournament play, but when has that ever stopped us from grabbing up and sleeving them? Because yeah man, Fab has some pretty gorgeous foils. Today, in what was supposed to be episode 300, I'm covering some of my and your favorite Pringles. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, Flesh and Blood folks. Welcome back. Now, I did want to take some time to celebrate that we made it to episode 300. However, due to a scheduling oversight on my end, actually one of my reserve episodes popped up and ended up being episode 300. This was intended to be episode 300. Either way, we're at episode 301 now. But thank you guys for sticking with me this long. It's really great that we made it. That's a lot of episodes. It's a lot of episodes hanging out together and listening to my BS. So thank you guys, and please enjoy today's episode. Hey there, Flesh and Blood folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast. Thanks for tuning in today for a fun one. All we're doing is just looking at cards. We're going to go through some of my and your favorite foils from this game. A couple months back, I'd opened up the question to viewers on the YouTubes, what your favorite foils were, and many of you responded, and I want to make sure we got as many of those in as possible. Now, obviously, the disclaimer for this is that art is subjective, right? What you enjoy and what I enjoy may be different, and that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing for all of us. So the majority of these are rainbow foils. Some of them aren't. And obviously, we're only looking at the ones that I have because I can't just magically conjure things. If we could, I would be in a very, very different job. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this. Basically going to kick it off with, a little bit of a brag session. So this one's not coming out of the case, and I think you guys can understand why. This is my cold foil Braveforge Bracers. This one's actually very nice. It's a very good looking one. Let's see if we can get the angle correct so you can see it. And yes, you may notice there's orange light here. I have actually found that the rainbow foils look better under like soft lighting, right? Like the orange lighting. So yeah, you can see it there. We do have it's a very subtle, but you see the gold on the silver, and it's very good looking. Very good looking. Obviously you guys know what this card is. So yeah, centerpiece of my collection. Another thing that means a lot to me, this one I will bring out just for a very short period, is my cold foil Dorinthea. So this one was sent to me by LSS as a thank you on the first Christmas that Fab had been out, which was not very long. And take a look at this. So yes, there's a little bit of shininess. No, it's not coming out of the sleeve. I think you all understand why. And look at the Solana, right? It's the Solana thing here. The Solana border is just phenomenal. So you see I know there's some glare on there, but I'm trying to highlight different parts of the cards down here. What a great looking card when you just get it on the table, which I don't usually. I have a rainbow one that I play on my daily games, which is still, not an irrelevant card, but it's no cold foil. So yes, this is obviously another centerpiece of my collection. And it also means a lot to me because it was sent to me by LSS as a thank you for engaging and doing what we do. And you can see it there. I mean, what a great looking card. Great looking card. All right, so I figured we'd start for WTR with the signature piece of art for the game, really. This was the piece of art, Razor Reflex. This was the art that was flying around as part of their promo packages. What a good-looking piece of art. So I figured it was only appropriate to start with that. I mean, look at that. Look at the way it's shining right now. I'm trying to catch it just the best I can, show you all the other angles, but it's literally catching the glint of the blade there. The light is literally. Very nice card. Very nice card. All right, another one of my favorites is Driving Blade, and this is obviously RF, but I like the way I'll be honest, right? The early WTR stuff, they had challenges with some of the foils, but others really succeeded with kind of the, obviously as we went into tails and later sets, the foils got really, really good. But this one was a very good looking foil. So good stuff to look at there on Driving Blade. Another one very silly that I like is Raging Onslaught. And this is one of the borderline cards because the dark cards in this game all the way through Monarch, the foiling was not great. And this one I think worked really well with the juxtaposition. There we go. There's a good angle right there. Again, you're seeing that soft light off of it. This is a very good looking foil. I really like this one. I obviously play a lot of this card. For those of you who follow the channel, you're well aware that I like that card in Commoner as a popper. It's a staple in many of my decks. All right, Pounding Gale is a silly one. The foiling is very, very small, but it's right here. And it actually pops really well because of how dark it is. You see the swish or the swoosh or whatever you want to call it there on Pounding Gale. I think it's a nice one. I like this one a lot. Very good looking card. All right, so before we move into Arcane Rising, so Fob Yagi Dai said Shiana. Now, I do not have a Shiana to show you. I have seen them. I do agree, especially the cold foil version. That is a nice looking card. The rainbow version, so the cold foil looks better for the card overall. The rainbow foil looks pretty good on the art. So I think that's a good shout out. Also, Conavar Hawk, how are you doing, man? Thanks for you're always here. I really appreciate you, dude. He has a Cold Wave. Unfortunately, I do not have a Cold Wave foil to show you all either, but he says he got a cold foil and he really enjoys that one. Right, so going into Arcane Rising, I think it's only appropriate to also look at Whisper of the Oracle. This card is not only one of their signature arts from the set, but it's also quite striking on the table. Now, you can see the art cards, unfortunately, overall had some serious, there's bad focus, but had some serious bending issues. You'll see that's consistent through here, but man, like, look at that. What a good looking card. You can see the rainbow picking up on the blow. I don't know, whatever maybe she is blowing. Maybe she's doing blow. I don't know. A little joke there. Don't sue me. Don't censor me. All right. The one I've always liked is Searing Shot. I think this card pops really well. You guys can see it right there. It's very dark except for the bolt, the arrow, coming across the art, coming across the screen. I think it works really well. It also pops. Some of these cards look good not in sleeves, and then once you put them in a sleeve, they don't look good. That one looks very good in sleeve. Another one that I think pops really well is Grasp of the Arknight, just with this blade here across. That's a phenomenal looking card. This is one of them that, again, it still looks very well. Looks great in a sleeve. I mean, it doesn't look great. You know what I mean. Obviously, we're not looking at them in sleeves for obvious glare reasons, but it's a good looking card. All right, another one which you wouldn't necessarily think, but there's a lot of stuff going on with this, is Irina's Prayer. And it's hard to get. I've tried to get pictures of this. Nothing you're looking at right now is doing the justice on how cool this card is with all the different colors, because every single angle you look at this card at, it's a different card. And I'll try to do as many as I can. But this is a phenomenal stained glass window RF. And I think stained glass is actually like a thing in Magic or whatever, but you guys know what I mean. It is, she's a stained glass window in this, and it looks phenomenal. All right, another one which I do have to say is not my favorite art of the set, but this one pops really well on the table, and that is Teklo-Core. So I think there's a little, the art could have been maybe a little better, but the way this pops with the foiling, I can absolutely understand why they jumped on this and selected that art, because that's a very good looking, there you go. There's a great shot. Great looking card right there. All right, so going into, again, some viewer stuff. So Adam is not only a local DC team member, but also one of my favorite people, and he had a lot of suggestions. He said, I have a Phidia. Obviously, I do not have one of those. He also said Mask of Momentum, which I do have, and I will actually take this out. Actually, I don't want to take it out of the sleeve. This looks great in cold foil, but it also is probably the best RF of the... It's probably the best WTR RF, I would have to say. I mean, maybe except for a Tunic, to be fair. But this one looks very, very good. You can turn it sideways so you can see some of the RF here. There we go. That should help a little. Yeah, this is a really good looking one as well. So that's a great suggestion, Adam. And then he also said Coronet Peak, High Octane, Pursuit of Knowledge, and then Thaw, which I do happen to have one of those. And he just said the detail on this, it's also the juxtaposition, I think, of the ice to the fire really, really makes a great card. And I completely agree. I actually got this in my pre-release packs. It was a huge pull for me. And then he also said, maybe you should do the worst foils. So I pulled out what I think is the worst cold foil. And which, of course, is the one I have for Monarch, because, of course, it is. And by worst, he doesn't mean gameplay. He means this card is awful. Like this, the foiling on this card is just awful. Right? I think that's the best shot we're going to get. I mean, the border looks fine because, again, it's cold foil bordering, but there's just nothing happening here. There's just nothing there, right? So, yes, I do think Spellbound Creepers wins the worst cold foil award. We also had Joseph. He said Blood Rush Bellows, which is surprising. Usually those darker cards don't do as well. However, if you look at Blood Rush Bellows, you see it's got that reddish kind of hue behind it. And I have seen one of these, and I actually agree. It almost frame. If you look at it, it almost like frames Rhinar there. So very cool. All right, moving into Crucible of War, one of my favorites from the set is the Visiertronic. So Visiertronic, there we go. Look at the foiling on that. Again, this looks great on the table. See if we can get a good shot here. Some of these are, there you go. There we go. You have to find like the right spot. But the way the eye pops, the stuff behind her pops, very good looking card. Very, very good looking card. Another one of my favorites is Mechanologist Shockwave. This card is basically great from every angle. There's a lot going on there with the light. You can see her fist coming out into the guy. You see the spirals around it. What a phenomenal, phenomenal rainbow foil. Look at that. Oh, that's a good angle right there. There you go. There's the money shot. Great, great, great card. All right, another one of my favorites from Crew is Rousing Aether. This card is gorgeous from basically every angle, everything about this. This also was one of their earlier key arts from the set. This card is just, look how I've gotten the colors to change at just certain tiniest angles. Look at that, baby. What a gorgeous flipping card. Great, great card. I just want to keep doing this and enjoying this card. This is one of probably my favorite RFs overall. Fantastic card. All right, I also like Snapback. Just the way the trail goes off on Snapback there from his wizarding wand or whatever you Harry Potter kids call it. Great looking RF there as well. Many, many angles, different features to highlight. Great looking card. All right, so Sarah Katie had responded on multiple things. One of the ones she mentioned was Runechant, which I do agree with. So this also came out in Crew for the first time. We saw it again in later sets. But look at that, baby. Again, every way you look at it, that's a good look. It's perfectly set up, right? It's light on dark to pop. Look at that. What a card. I agree. That's a great call, Sarah. I actually would not have thought of this as just a token. And that was a great call. So thank you for that comment. As well as Zoom In. She mentioned the detailing. And yeah, she's right. Look, I hadn't really noticed all of the various line details. I guess you're looking through your optical monocle there, or maybe your Visiertronic or whatever it may be. But Zoom In looks great. And then she also says, which I think was a great lead-in, she said, any of the light cards, which I agree. And that takes us to Monarch. And Monarch's very interesting because it had the best and worst foils in the set overall. The light foils look phenomenal, and the dark foils do not, right? They just don't, I'm sorry, overall, because they were so dark. Phantasmal Footsteps is one that just, this is one that in my opinion, looks better in rainbow foil. I'm not saying that your cold foil is not worth anything. It's not what I'm saying. But I think that this one looks better in RF than it does in cold foil. And that's a beautiful card right there. Look at that. Look at that. Great looking card. All right, takes us bait. I mean, we could do this set all day. So I had to pick some of my favorites. But this is Herald of Protection. I think the Herald of Protection yellow works better just with the, I don't know, maybe it's just the overall theme of her. But I think just the yellow on top of relatively orangey. There's a little bit of blue if you can get it from the right angle. But this is a very good looking card. The extended art also really brings this one home. Great looking card, Herald of Protection. Another one I enjoy. It's very orangey, I get it. But Wartune Herald, I think this one's really cool because it really, it's kind of funny. It's almost got like the light on dark effect, except that it's white on orange. There we go. There's the shot I was looking for. Like, look at that. He's burning. I mean, he looks like he's burning, which he's supposed to be. Phenomenal foiling on that one. All right, Express Lightning is another card that just looks phenomenal because it's got, again, it's no matter what angle you are playing at, you're getting something gorgeous. Like we've got greens. I saw greens. Let's see if I catch it again. There's greens, purples, and green again. Let's try a different angle. Either way, this is, right, you put it on the table. Look, you're looking at it from that angle. You're looking at it from that angle. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous card. All right, Take Flight. Yet, I mean, again, if we have a theme here of the light cards, but Take Flight looks great because it highlights the wings, which looks very, very, very nice. Nicely done there. And then one that is a little more subtle and more people may not see as much is Beacon of Victory. So specifically this one in RF, I mean, obviously it's only in RF, but the sword going up against the mountain there. And as close as I can get, right, we've got all sorts of different colors as we move the card around. But the faces stay relatively flat. But you can see the other parts definitely do their thing. I gotta remember it's reverse. I keep screwing that up. There we go. That's a pretty good angle right there. I think it's a nice look. Oh no. I think it's a nice looking card. And then my personal favorite from this set is a little ridiculous because it's right in your face, but via the Vanguard. It's relatively flat. His cape is shiny, but you can't even really, yeah, there's a little bit you can see on the cape, but it's just his sword right in your face. And I think it's perfect for exactly what this is supposed to do, what it's supposed to represent. This playmat was up behind my desk on the normal cast for the longest time. I do love this art. All right, so Hayden Beck actually said, oh, sorry, I'm skipping one ahead. Hayden Beck said Nourishing Emptiness. I do not have one of those to show, but he said that the subtlety on it is actually very nice. And I can see that if you actually look at the photo, you could see probably the eyes and some of the little details would actually be what would pop. So I think that's a great call. Jimaban was Imposing Visage, and he specifically called out, I had never noticed this until he called it out, but he said the ghost or the face, and I hadn't noticed it back there. But that's pretty cool, right? Let's see if we can catch the right. There we go. There it is. You guys need to remember the angle that I'm seeing it at is not the same that the camera's seeing it at, so I'm doing my best here, right? But I thought that was a great catch, so thank you for bringing that to our attention. I thought that was a great call. All right, so moving into Tales of Aria. So Tales of Aria, we have to give a shout out to this set on the whole. This set was really a step up in the foiling. And the elemental cards just, I think, they were just perfect for exactly what they were trying to do with the foiling. Now, one of them that this is one that I own this in rainbow foil, as you can see, and it just doesn't quite work. This is actually a shout out and an homage to the cold foil. This is my personal favorite piece of art in all of Flesh and Blood, and I've always wanted a cold foil of that because I think it's just one of the most gorgeous cards in the game. The rainbow foil is also gorgeous in its own way, but it does not match the beauty of a New Horizon cold foil. So if you have one, you are a very, very lucky person. Keep that close to your heart. What a great card. All right, skipping ahead, to another it's just, again, so I don't know. I'm evidently a simple person. I like the stuff that's right in your face. But Heaven's Claws is my favorite foil from this. I don't know. That's tough to say, actually. To my favorite foil from Tales of Aria, that's tough. But this one's, look at that, baby. Just there's nothing on her face. The foiling is here. Top notch card. All right, another one is Chilling Ice Vein. And this one I think is straight up for me just because of the juxtaposition of the dark figure with the background and then that bright arrow. If you do it the right way, there we go. That arrow, look at that, right? You see the foiling all through. Great looking foil, Chilling Ice Vein. Another one by the same argument. You guys can probably see a theme of my personal art preference, but look at Inspire Lightning, just the dark and this, I wish this card was a little more playable. It actually did things in draft, so that was good. But man, what a card, right? What a card. Just lightning cracking against the dark sky, blowing up something. What a great card. See if we can get a little better angle on it. There. I mean, there's not much to see. It's just bright on black. There's not a lot more to it than that, but again, I think it's a beautiful card. All right, this is one. So whereas New Horizon, I said I thought the RF was worse than the cold foil. That is not the case on Shock Charmers. Shock Charmers is 100%, as I've seen both. You put them side by side. RF Shock Charmers is the prettier card, 100%. And man, we are struggling. Oh, I didn't want to take one out, but I think it's only fair for you all to see this card. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. There we go. Now you can see it a little better. Look at that. What a gorgeous card. Gorgeous piece of art. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now you guys can watch me struggle to get something back in a perfect fit sleeve. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay, that wasn't too bad. All right, so Dean McCarthy. Dean, shout out to Swag Dean, chilling with the Swag Dean, said Invert Existence. I happen to have one of these. It's a first edition. Booyah. Got this also in a pre-release. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. That's a great call, Dean. And it just so happened, Dean, that I had all the ones you recommended. I don't know how that happened, but Miraging Metamorph, he specifically called out the ghosts on Miraging Metamorph, or the Metamorph, I suppose. But look at that, right? You can see it right there, right here. This is why I had the pencil that you guys saw. But you can see the Force Ghost, whatever you want to call it. Great call there, Dean. And again, all these different angles. This card obviously is from Everfest. And then he also said, because he's a dirty, dirty Ice Under player, he said Ice Eternal, which, yes, I agree. This is obviously the full art promo, but this is gorgeous in any version that you look at it. Actually, let's see if we can turn it upside down. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for, was seeing the ice shards. So those ice shards coming down are absolutely phenomenal. There we go. There we go. There's picking it up really well. Yep, great call, Dean. So thank you for that. Right, and then Yellow Pitch, also longtime viewer. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're watching this. He said yellow sharpened steel. Well, my friend, I do not have a yellow sharpened steel, but I do have a red sharpened steel. So this is from WTR, and this is also very good. Right, you can see how it just highlights the sword in her hands. I think you and I are in the same vein in terms of how we like the juxtaposition of the blank or the normal ink on top, and how it highlights certain features of the card. It's a great looking card. Again, thank you for your comment, continuing to watch, and great pick. Great pick. All right, moving into Everfest, I ordered 3 of these on day 0 from Travis over at Fab Foundry. Read the glide path is, right? I'm a Ranger at heart, even though I kind of gave up on Azalea, let's be honest. But look at that card. Let's see if we can turn it sideways so you can get a little more. I just love the bird. I think that's my favorite part is the bird right there. It's a very orangey card, but the way it's the bird and then you have the dark figure, top notch, top notch. All right, another one, and this is actually the one, this is the card that they sent me as a spoiler. This is Battering Bolts, so yes, we were able to see that before the rest of the world, and this is that card. Foil Battering Bolts. And again, it's very orangey. It's very foreshadowing of how almost everything in Dynasty looks like. Well, I should say the draconic stuff in Dynasty looks like. But I thought that this was actually a pretty impressive card for its time, even if the card saw next to no play. Another one that I ordered from Travis for a full play set was In the Swing. I absolutely love this. You have the foil on the armor. You have the blue on the blades, and this card really looks just absolutely, absolutely phenomenal on the table. When you play it out, it pops, it catches the light from every angle. What a great card. All right, another one that this one we're going to spend a lot of time on because this one is absolutely gorgeous. So Coalescence Mirage. So the reason this one is gorgeous is because there's so much different individual item foiling on this. And it catches, because it's across the whole zone, it catches all the different light at different angles. And it really pops the rainbowy. So there you can see it, right? You can see there, you can see it's gold on the bottom. It's blue and green and pink on the top. And it'll shift to greens in different areas. And it'll really highlight the actual rainbowness of what they're trying to do here. This card, if you have one, it's only a common. If you have one, check it out. And again, do it under, if you can, like a yellow or a soft white light. Not like a daylight. Look at that. Just this camera is not doing this card justice on how gorgeous this card is at the right angle. I actually took a great picture of it. I will put that up over this just so you can see the one great angle I found. But oh, there we go. There, look at that. That's a great angle right there. What a beautiful card. I mean, we could do this all day. But another one, I had to trade for this. Thank you, Kevin, for making this trade, actually. Traded him a foil. I don't remember what the trade was, but I traded him a foily something for this. And Fractal Replication is another gorgeous card. The art is gorgeous to begin with, but the way that, again, it's using up the whole zone of, it's using up the whole zone, but in different areas, and it refracts the light differently. And look at that, baby. Look at that. Great looking card. Again, I know all of the Illusionist cards typically get the love, and yet here's another one, Shimmers of Silver. I actually pulled this one. Look. Oh my god, what a card, dude. Oh, wow. Again, you're using up every single available space on the card to foil it up. Different popping, the brightness, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. That is a gorgeous card. All right, so Matthew Fritz had said Reverberate and Payload, and I could have sworn I had a Payload to show, but I couldn't find it, so maybe I don't, and I was just dreaming it one day. But Payload is, because of the explosion on the card, Payload is absolutely gorgeous. Reverberate's another one that I do not have, but I can see how, again, with the juxtaposition, that would be gorgeous. And then Playtime TCG, another long-time commenter, viewer, and supporter, said Billowing Mirage. Billowing Mirage was also in my selection because I think this card is gorgeous, but I wanted to make sure it was shown for his credit. Look at the dragon in the mouth, the sand around it, the wand, or the staff, I suppose, whatever. Look at that card, folks. Very nice, very nice. right, moving into Dynasty. I like the orange, so you're going to see a lot of theme here. Breaking Point, again, one of their key arts from the set. This is just phenomenal. It works phenomenally, right? You have pull out the pointer here, my official pencil pointer. You actually get foiling through the flag. You have the flame going on here. It doesn't rainbow as much, but it goes from orange to gold to whatever you want to call it. But this one works really, really, really well. Again, another piece of great art for the set. Phenomenally done. Sweeping Blow is absolutely phenomenal. Again, it's one of those illusionist cards that use up every single fraction of space on the card on what it can do. The individual here is actually, there's little things on there that are foiled, like, yeah, there you go, like the brim of her hood on her leg piece there, her arm piece, but everything there. Great looking card. Sweeping Blow from Dynasty. And then, of course, where would we be without the signature card from the set, Rise from the Ashes. And by signature card, you guys know I mean the signature art from the set. Rise from the Ashes. Again, it's very orange, but it works. Like, look how the two dudes being flame-balled pop. Great looking card. All right, moving into Uprising. So that is it for the comments. Moving into Uprising. I think this is the best card from Uprising. I'd say it's the best. It's so totalitarian, but this is my favorite card from Uprising. Blessing of Spirits. This card is gorgeous. I know Billy had said that he also thought this was one of the best cards from the set. Again, these illusionist cards, like look, you can see how it flashes when I go back and forth. See how it flashes on the edge of her cloak there, her cape or whatever. Oof, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous card. Another one that's so I'm not a huge fan of the art on this, but the way that they did the tiger on Blessing of She here is really great. I actually have been looking for this piece of art because I'd like to make a thumbnail out of it. Have not been able to find it yet. But look at that baby. Phenomenal. Another one is Withstand. This one's really great. Again, we've got the light on dark. You're getting flame blasted, I assume, from a dragon. The Guardian is withstanding it. See how creative we are? Yes, we can. And this one, again, it's another one that just pops from every angle on the table. And you're not missing the fact that this is your opponent's rainbow foil, or vice versa. This card we got to see well before the set actually came out. This is Blessing of Aether. This card is gorgeous. This is Soyame, by the way, who did the Leave No Witnesses. Fantastic artist. Look at that. Again, this does not do it full justice because the way that the two strands of Aether, and it looks like maybe she's doing something else. I don't know. For those of you who get it, let me know you got it in the comments. But she's blessing those Aethers, I guess, by going deep, I guess. I don't know. But this card looks really good. Really good. And then last one, absolute last one for the day before we go back and revisit a couple of my favorites. The Scramble Pulse. Again, this is a non-illusionist card that's using up every inch of space. I don't know. It's not phenomenal art, but it's great foiling here. And it just, again, you put it on the table, and what angle's not being caught on the table? Awesome. All right, so one more time, let's go look at probably, I think we need to go look at Rousing. It's probably my favorite. Oh, I put him in reverse. Oh, it's in Crew, not Arc. Crew, there we go. This is probably my number one. If I had to pick one, we'll end with this. And while we're showing this off, we can thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully at this point, what are we at? This 34 minutes. So yeah, hopefully you'll let me know what your favorite cards are as we've gone through this. So just having some fun today, doing a silly, no stress, no argument video. Well, maybe argument, I suppose. But again, remember, art is subjective. And also, awesome. Well, thanks, folks, for tuning in. This was a lot of fun to do. Thanks for interacting with me. For those of you who let me know your favorites and got on, I appreciate it. If I did miss you, my sincere apologies. And I will catch you next time we do this, because, yes, we'll do this in the future. If nothing else, folks, thank you, and go Commando.